Yeah, I was made a video the other day. I was talking about preppers and how I don't prep for anything. But if anybody was going to prep, I think they should prep for this cold weather. I mean, my goodness, are we ever going to get into spring? So, I thought I'd talk about preppers and their predictions and fear-mongering and how it's just, the world's going to end. There is a prepper that I've watched, a few times, and I would imagine in the last 4 years has said that we are going to be in World War III. I bet he said it at least once a month, if not twice a month. Let's just go with twice a month. He said, yeah, we're going to go into World War III. And this wasn't like, this is happening or that is happening. No, he was absolutely positive that we were going to go to World War III. So, here we are into another presidency. And it actually feels to me that the odds of going into World War III are reducing every day. I think these wars are starting to wrap up, and so, what was the point of all the fear-mongering? And the thing is they make you spend. They tell you have to spend hundreds and hundreds or thousands and thousands of dollars on your preps just so you can be prepared. And I keep saying, no, you need to reduce your spending, so you can be prepared. Now, again, I'm not a prepper, but I do know this, that I don't pay anything for electric anymore. I bought my solar panels and I'm done. I mean, I buy gas for the generator occasionally, but it really isn't that much money. So I don't have electric, and I've made it through more storms in the 4 years we've been here than anybody else in the area. You're always seeing on Facebook, electric's out in such and such area, electric's out in such, I mean, it must be a daily occurrence. Electric's out somewhere. I've never been without electric. Oh, occasionally something will happen. I'll have to run down to the shed and reset the inverter. So we're out of electric for however long it takes me to put my shoes on and run down there. Last night we had a little hiccup with the inverter, and it reset itself is what it did. Long story, I don't want to get into why it's doing it, but it's a simple reason, and I failed to deal with it before I went to bed. I didn't think about it. So it resets itself. So it goes, yeah, so all the things in the house shut off for a second, it's went off, and then everything kicks back on. So the the phones are reinitiating, what it makes of what noise it does. It's a little annoying, but it's no big deal. So if I'm surviving and I don't even have to worry about it, and I'm not a prepper, I don't know, it just the egg prices, we're all going to die because the egg prices were so high. The economy is, I agree, the economy is a lot tougher than it was, and it's aggravating. Your wages probably went down, but I looked at it as an opportunity to do something different. My wages went down quite a bit, and let's see, 4 times. I'm making 4 times less than I was. So I look at it and think, I need to do something different. Well, what could I do that I don't necessarily have to get in the car every morning and go to an employer and get yelled at all day? What could I do? Well, I could work on lawnmowers. So I looked at it as an opportunity to try something new, something I've always wanted to do. No, everybody else is whining and screaming that the economy is going to crash and we're all going to die. It was just a repetitive, constant drumbeat. I'm not saying things bad, bad things can't happen. Fires happen, tornadoes happen, hurricanes happen. Yeah, they happen, and you be mildly prepared for those things. I agree, you should be prepared. Like I said, here we are in springtime, grass is growing. I'm gonna have to get out and mow, but we're under floods. The yard is absolutely saturated. There's no way I'm gonna get the mower through it. Even with chains, I'll be just sitting there spinning most of the way, tearing up the yard. I don't need to mow, I'll just spin the tires. So, but we're gonna be in freezing temperatures tonight. So that means I got to get firewood in. Well, the wood's wet, so I got to remember to bring in wood every night, set it on top of the stove so it'll dry out. Split it, you know, with the maul or the hatchet. And the thing is it's not so cold that you got to burn yourself out of the house and home. So you load it lightly. So then, yeah, that's a preparation I got to deal with. And tornadoes, I've talked about tornadoes. If a tornado ripped through here and I had $100,000 worth of preps, that would be catastrophic. But if a tornado ripped through here now and, you know, tore up the house and solar panels and stuff, you know, we're probably $10,000 that I'd have to fix. Granted, everybody else has insurance. I'm self-insured. But that's another thing, is I don't have to pay insurance costs. If I never get hit by a tornado, I never have to fix the house. But everybody else is paying into insurance, and they don't get hit by a tornado. They're out all that money. So I just put the money that I had in the insurance into the savings account, and hopefully nothing happens. I don't have to spend it. So I don't get the prepping concept. To live in fear, constant fear, and I know they're in fear. I've actually watched several YouTubers who are preppers talk about anxiety and racing thoughts. Racing thoughts is a symptom of anxiety, and that's a mental illness caused by bad diet primarily. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, so I'm not, but I did work for a sheltered workshop. And carbohydrates and sugars and all that junk and garbage you're putting in your body contributes to anxiety. And so your brain is looking for endorphins, it's looking for sugars, and so what does it do? It tries to scare itself to death. So you have racing thoughts and you're miserable. And so you put more money into preps. So I suggest downsize your life. Don't have a bunch of stuff that you gotta have. Eat a healthy diet like meat, and be happy. Get away from the anxiety. I don't have any worries, and I do think about things going bad. I mean, I'm not an idiot. I know things can go bad, but I don't have anything to lose. So you don't have anything to lose, then what are you prepping for? Oh yeah, you need ammo and all that stuff. The thing is if you have ammo, that's fine. But, you know, stockpiling ammo, I don't understand. If you really want to be self-reliant, you want to be a prepper, learn where the lead is. What a shooting range is. Dig up the lead in the shooting range. Go to, get yourself a press. Get yourself a reloader. Powder. You know, that's the kind of preps, but nobody wants to actually prep. They just want to claim their preps. So the thing is what I've noticed about the prepper channels is the narcissism that bleeds out of them. And the longer they're on YouTube, I feel like the worse they get, where everything they say is absolute gospel. And if you don't believe them, then you're the moron. You're the idiot. Not them. They're the smart ones because they're prepping. And they name call people who oppose their ideas or come up with a different solution. I mean, I'm just, what do you call me? One of these preppers called me I can't remember what it was, a wimp. I'm a wimp. Because I don't sit there, I'm gonna tell you a thing or two. Well, that's fine. I don't think I'm a wimp because I'm not scared to death. And I feel comfortably prepared. So, I would like to encourage everybody to think about what's happened. You know, politics is yeah, I get it. It's something that you should take some consideration of. But if you're obsessing with politics, you know, we live in a republic. I don't know if anybody really knows what a republic is. We live in a republic. And the idea behind a republic is you hire someone to take care of your political problems. So you hire a representative and they do the voting for you. If you don't like that, then you hire someone. I don't know. I just think that the fear and let's just be scared all the time. So, well, you know, I was talking about narcissism. So I watched a video today of a guy, a doctor. He's a doctor who makes YouTube channels. I don't think he does anything else anymore. I used to watch him a long time ago, and he had a practice also. And in his spare time, he was sitting in his office. You can see he was sitting in his office back in the old days, making videos about doctor stuff, psychiatry, narcissism, and all that stuff. But then he quit his job, you can tell, and he just focuses on YouTube now. And he doesn't talk about doctoring stuff much anymore. He talks about just general stuff, crimes and politics. And so he's sitting here now. I'm not, I don't disagree with what he said, but he said Trump is a narcissist. Okay, I'll go along with that. I mean, he does have a pretty big ego, and he kind of gets upset when somebody tells him he's wrong. So I'll go along with that for a minute. Fine. And then he's talking about these tariffs, and he gives the positives of the tariffs and the negatives of the tariffs, and then he says, but here's my opinion. The tariffs are going to fail. And he explains why they're going to fail. And they're going to fail not because tariffs fail, but because Trump is a narcissist. So we have this doctor with a degree telling us that something's going to fail, a political move, a taxation move is going to fail because of narcissism. And he's just this doctor is very arrogant about it. And I'm sitting here thinking, wait a minute. You're telling me that a YouTube guy with narcissism knows more than a guy with narcissism that has over $1 billion in cash, or money, he's a billionaire, whatever it is, and the president of the United States that got like what, 70 million votes or something. You're smarter and better and have more insight than that guy. I think you're both narcissists. So I find it that we live in a society now where narcissists are upset with narcissists. The thing that is making people narcissists is YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and whatever. What happens is, and that prepper I was telling you about, is when he first started his YouTube channel, he was kind of humble, and was trying to build a channel. You could see that he was trying to be humble. Over time, he got more arrogant. What he was doing, what happens is you start reading the comment section, and you begin believing everything that the comment section is telling you. And that has caused narcissism. That doctor's the same way. Oh man, they just praise him down in the comment section. You're the smartest man on the planet. Then if he's the smartest man on the planet, then why doesn't he have billions of dollars running for president instead of being on YouTube talking about, think about it. I try to stay in my lane as much as possible. Sometimes I get out of it, occasionally. But I just try to talk about off-grid living and how it makes me happy. That's what I really try to focus on. I don't try to get out there and pretend to be president of the United States and sit on my YouTube channel talking to a camera. And that's what you got to remember, is these guys are, including me, is just talking into a camera. Where did they get their education? I don't think they did. The only thing in this video I'm trying to claim is I don't see why so many people buy in to the narcissism. I see it all the time on Facebook and even YouTube videos. People talking about narcissism and how they don't like narcissism, and narcissism is terrible, and you give narcissists too much power, but then given half a chance, the viewers will go right to a narcissist's page and believe everything he's saying. There was a guy back in the 70s who had a big following, and he happened to be a narcissist. Big following, and they went down to South America, I don't remember what country, and a bunch of politicians went down to visit him and his following. And as they were leaving, they decided to kill the politicians. So American politicians went down to visit this group of people, and what they all did was drink a bunch of Kool-Aid that the leader told them to drink, which obviously had poison in it. Surely you know where I'm going with this. So I don't understand why people just follow people off a cliff. So yeah, Jim Jones brainwashed people with his narcissism to follow him off a cliff. Break yourself away from the pack and realize, wait a minute, there's a problem. If one narcissist is yelling about another narcissist, maybe we should stop listening to narcissists. So if you'll click this up next box, it will take you to a video on my other channel. So I hope I can inspire you. Stop listening to narcissists so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.